Hello students, I am Varsha Thakare madam from KBH Junior College, Malegaon camp. In the last lecture, we have seen the icebreakers activity. After the icebreakers activity, let's start the poem Cherry Tree. First of all, let's see a brief introduction about the poet Ruskin Bond. Now open the textbook, see on the page number 66. Ruskin Bond, born in Kasauli, Himachal Pradesh in 1934. Ruskin Bond has written hundreds of short stories, essays, novels, and more than 30 books for children. His first novel, The Room on the Roof, written when he was 17. In 1992, he received the Sahitya Academy Award for English Writing in India. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999. The poem Cherry Tree is about the poet's ecstasy over a tree which he planted, which took 8 years to grow. He is expressing his wonder at the ways of nature and how the cherry blossom are fragile and quick to fall. The tree gives him immense joy as he can see the stars and the blue sky through dappled green trees. Students, poems can be of various kinds. This poem is a nature poem as it deals with different aspects of nature, as well as it is also a narrative one. Now I am going to read the poem. Listen it carefully and pay attention to the lines that I read. Cherry tree. 8 years have passed since I placed my cherry seed in the grass. Must have a tree of my own, I said, and water it once and went to bed and forgot. But cherries have a way of growing, though no one's caring very much or knowing. And suddenly that summer, near the end of May, I found a tree had come to stay. It was very small, 5-month child, lost in the tall grass running wild. Goats ate the leaves, the grass cutter scythe, split it apart, and a monsoon blight shriveled the slender stem. Even so, next spring I watched 3 new shoots grow. The young tree struggled upward thrust, its arms in a fresh, fierce lust. For light and air and sun, I could only wait as one who watched, wondering, while time and the rain made a miracle from green growing pain. Now see the first 2 lines. 8 years have passed since I placed my cherry seed in the grass. Here, the poet Ruskin Bond begins his narration from the past. 8 years before, 8 years ago, he had sown the seed of the cherry tree in the ground, covered with grass, where there was some grass already grown. स्टुडंट्स, इथं चेरी ट्री या निसर्ग कवितेची सुरुवात कवी भूतकाळातील घटनाक्रमांच्या वर्णनाने करतो. इथं कवी म्हणतो 8 वर्षापूर्वी त्याने एक चेरीचं सीड म्हणजे चेरीचं बी अशा जागी जमिनीत पेरलं होतं की ज्या ठिकाणी आधीच गवत उगवलेलं होतं. Now, next 2 lines. Must have a tree of my own, I said, and water it once and went to bed. Here, the poet had sown the seed of the cherry tree in the grass. The poet did this because it was his intense desire to have a tree, to have a cherry tree of his own. He watered that seed just once and simply forgot about it. Means after sowing the seed, he went to bed and didn't find need to care for it ever. I think when the poet had sown the seed in the soil 8 years before, he may have been a young boy. He might have not realized that seeds or plants need nourishment. इथे कवीने जे चेरीचं बी, चेरीचं सीड जमिनीत जे पेरलं होतं, त्यामागे त्याचा असा हेतू होता किंवा त्याची अशी इच्छा होती की आपल्या स्वतःच्या मालकीचं एक चेरीचं झाड असावं. म्हणून त्या गवतात कुठेतरी चेरीचं ते सीड लावून त्याला फक्त एकदाच पाणी घालून कवी जमिनीत पेरलेल्या त्या चेरीच्या बीबद्दल पूर्णपणे विसरून गेला. Now, next 2 lines. And forgot, but cherries have a way of growing, though no one's caring very much or knowing. Here, the poet did neither pay attention at the seed nor look after it. Despite negligence, absence of care, without even being noticed, the cherry plant found a way to grow on its own. इथे जरी कवीला विसर पडला आणि जरी त्याचं त्या बीकडे पूर्णपणे दुर्लक्ष झालं होतं, तरी कोणतीही काळजी न घेता, कोणतीही निगा न राखता आणि कोणालाही माहीत नसताना त्या चेरीच्या सीडने अंकुरण्याचा मार्ग शोधून काढला होता. Now, next 2 lines. And suddenly, that summer, near the end of May, I found a tree had come to stay. Here, of a sudden, in a summer, in the end of the month of May, the poet notices that a plant has grown out of the seed which he had sown and forgotten. अचानकपणे त्या वर्षीच्या उन्हाळ्यात मे महिना संपत आलेला असताना कवीला त्या बी पेरलेल्या जागी एक चेरीचं रोपटं उगवलेलं आढळलं. म्हणजे कवीच्या नजरेस पडलं. Now, next 2 lines. It was very small, 5 months child, lost in the tall grass running wild. Students, here, do you know whom does the poet call the 5-month child? Means, I think, to the cherry plant. The cherry tree is described as a child. It was a 5 months old tiny plant risen from the earth, and it was also surrounded by the tall grass which had grown vigorously. The grass was moving with the wind, and the waves of the wind were seen on the grass, which the poet here personifies as running wild. इथे ते रोपटं कसं होतं, तर ते एक लहानसं चेरीचं रोपटं होतं की ज्याला उगवून उणे 5 महिने झालेले होते आणि त्याच्याभोवती असं उंच वाढलेल्या गवताच्या गराड्यात ते लहानसं रोपटं जणू काही हरवून गेलं होतं. म्हणजे ते गवत खूप दाट वाढलेलं आणि अवखळपणे धावत असल्याचा भास व्हावा तसं ते गवत वाऱ्यावर डोलत होतं. नाऊ नेक्स्ट 3 lines. Goats ate the leaves. The grass cutter scythe split it apart, and a monsoon blight shriveled the slender stem even so. Here, 3 words are new. Scythe. Scythe means scythe means a tool with a long curved blade or a right angle to a long handle used to cut long grass and grain. Second word is blight, B-L-I-G-S-T. Blight means a fungal plant disease. And next word, shriveled. Shriveled means dried. Here, goats ate the leaves means one day some goats came and ate the grass along with the leaves of the cherry tree, likened by the poet. Then the grass cutter scythe means the blade of a grass cutter had split or cut the plant into 2 parts. The tree was damaged. And a monsoon blight, a disease of plants known as a blight, which generally occurs in the rainy season, had also dried up the stem and shriveled the slender stem means the stem of the plant became dry. Now next 4 lines. Next spring I watched 3 new shoots grow, the young tree struggle upward thrust and its arms in a fresh fierce lust for light and air and sun. Here, next spring I watched 3 new shoots grow means still the poet observes that in the spring of the next year, 3 new shoots had sprouted on that stem. However, next year, when the poet noticed the plant, it had new leaves on it. The young tree struggle means the tree, which was just a few years old, was growing again with new zeal. That revived, resurrected cherry plant was enthusiastically trying to grow upward as if its newly sprouted shoots were aggressively searching for more fresh air, light and sun. It grew faster than before, indicating that even after such harsh suffering and hopelessness, this plant started again and never gave up to become cherry tree. Now, see in Marathi, from goats ate the leaves. जेव्हा ते रोपटं कवीच्या नजरेस पडलं तेव्हा त्याची अवस्था कशी होती, तर त्या चेरीच्या रोपट्याची पानं गोट्सने खाल्लेली होती. गवत कापण्याच्या अवजाराने की ज्याला इथं साईत म्हटलेलं आहे त्या साईतने ते रोपटं कापलं गेलेलं होतं आणि ब्लाईट नावाचा झाडावर पडणारा जो रोग जो पावसाळ्याच्या दिवसात विशेष करून आढळतो त्या रोगामुळे त्या छोट्याशा रोपट्याचं बारीक खोड वाळून गेलेलं होतं. पण असं असूनसुद्धा जेव्हा पुढच्या वर्षी वसंत ऋतू आला तेव्हा कवीला आढळलं की त्या चेरीच्या रोपट्यावर 3 नवे अंकुर फुटलेले होते. ते लहानसं रोपटं अतिशय चिकाटीने तग धरून राहिलेलं होतं आणि उंच झेपावण्यासाठी ते धडपड करत होतं असं कवीला जाणवलं. त्याचे नव्याने फुटलेले अंकुर हे जणू त्याचे बाहू आहेत असं कवी म्हणतो आणि हे त्याचे बाहू किंवा आर्म्स हे प्रकाशाचा, मोकळ्या हवेचा आणि सूर्याचा खूपच जोमाने शोध घेत आहेत असं कवीला वाटून गेलं. नाऊ सी इन द लेफ्ट कॉलम द थॉट विच प्रॉम्प्टेड द पोएट टू प्लांट द चेरी सीड. Answer must be. What is your opinion? Can you tell me? Its answer is to have his own plant. And second, what are the threads for the cherry tree? The threads for the cherry tree were: first one is a goat, second grass cutter, and last one is a blight. Now page number 67. Next 3 lines. I could only wait as one who watched wandering while time and the rain made a miracle from green growing pain. Students, here the poet expresses his inability to do anything for the tree to make it grow faster. The poet could do nothing but wait for the plant to grow, and he expresses this as waiting is the only way he has. So he used to watch the tree growing every day. He used to linger around the plant. He always expected that the trees shall grow suddenly one day, but it never happened. इथे अत्यंत प्रतिकूल स्थितीत असूनही वाटेत येणाऱ्या अडथळ्यांवर म्हणजे संकटांवर मात करत जोमाने वाढत असलेल्या त्या चेरीच्या छोट्याशा रोपट्यावर वेळ आणि पाऊस आपली किमया करणार होते आणि त्यातून त्या रोपट्याचं रूपांतर एका पूर्ण वाढ झालेल्या चेरीच्या वृक्षात होणार होतं. पण त्यासाठी कवीला वाट बघावी लागणार होती. म्हणून तो काय करत होता, तो त्या रोपट्याचं हे रूपांतर घडून येत असताना त्या रोपट्याभोवतीच घुटमळत असायचा आणि त्याचं निरीक्षण करत असायचा. Okay, we will see the remaining part of the poem in the next lecture. Thank you.